It is Championship Friday here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and the Sailors have made their way from Oceanside, trying to slay the defending champions, the Chiefs of Massapequa. They are the last team to beat Massapequa last regular season, but for today, it is all on the line. It is Oceanside, it is Massapequa. It is the Nassau Conference 1 championship game. I want to thank our sponsors for this title tilt: Edge Remodeling, Mad Men Barbers, as well as the Sequa Deli. Well, a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Brian Soper for the first of what will be 4 championship games here in the Varsity Media Sports Network. And for many around Long Island, especially a lot of the neutrals, this is the one they're looking forward to. It is the Conference 1 championship game. It is Oceanside, and it is Massapequa. There are so many storylines, but Soap, right now it is 2 teams used to playing big games against each other, and they're ready to make another chapter here today.
Yeah, 2 teams that know each other. They kind of dream about playing each other, especially in this moment. The goal was to get here to Schuett to play each other, to have a rematch, right? Oceanside to get some revenge, right? Pequa wants to use their experience, right? They've been here before, title games, and finally Oceanside, they won that semifinal game. Coach Blount, his boys are here looking to win a championship again, the first since 2017.
Let's show you the bracket and how these teams got here, and there you see Massapequa at the top of your screen, a smoother sail to this title game here on Friday afternoon at Schuett Stadium. First, you beat Hempstead at home, and then Syosset. That game, they scored touchdowns in their first 5 drives. It was running time before halftime. Oceanside, yeah, they handled Plainview JFK, but you mentioned it before, that 1-point win against Farmingdale. They got punched in the mouth, they faced adversity, and they kind of slayed a team that also had their number these last couple of years. So big one, I think, confidence-wise for Blount's guys.
Yeah, they're battle tested. Like, we came in with 1 versus 4. That's an advantage. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not, right? Massapequa hasn't had a competitive game in quite some time. You know, and Oceanside comes in having to, really dig deep to get that win. Maybe it was an advantage being the 2-3 seed and having competitive games to get to this championship.
Let's take you back to the semifinals and some of those moving images. How about a little hook and lateral? Beautiful. It will set up this touchdown here. This is where Oceanside started taking control, of this game. They get their first lead of this one, but then the Dalers, they would come fighting back.
What a catch by Theodate there.
And then they go for 2. It is dropped. Second straight year, the Dalers go for 2. They fall. And it's the Sailors who win. And as we said, Andrew Petalino and the boys, they were rolling early.
Yeah, pretty easy for them. Right, Gargiulo rolls out, finds Vialt, a little tippy toe on the sideline. All systems go.
How about Joe Brooks?
Yeah, Brooks, right? It's the Swiss Army knife. He does it all. He blocks, he tackles, he scores. Hail to the Chiefs, right? They're back here. 4th straight championship game for Coach Shippos.
Remarkable to think, too, as we take a look at the tail of the tape. They are 33-1 over their last 3 years. They're only lost to Oceanside. So you see the program wins. Listen, a lot of things are similar, except when it comes to county and Long Island titles. It is Title Town, Massapequa.
They just have that tradition. They're going to lean on that today, that championship experience, right? Coach Shippos has told the boys, we've been here before. We know what it's about, right? Can Oceanside, they won the semi. Can they handle the moment, right? And maybe add a 3 to that side for Coach Blount.
Well, when we talk about these Sailors, as you see them making their way onto the field here at Hofstra, they have been multiple in what they've been able to do. There is no more prolific offense in Nassau County, especially in Conference 1, than these Sailors. But we saw a different wrinkle certainly in the semifinals. It was going to Chase Morris as a guy who could run the football. They've been known as the ultimate spread team. They've gone to the run in the postseason, and they've done it well. But 2 guys are going to look forward to today, should they get that championship win and beat the Chiefs here, are a couple of Jacobs, right? Jacob Stern. Jacob DiDio on both sides of the ball will be huge today.
Yeah, Jacob Stern, right? He has 6 touchdowns coming in. He had 5 grabs versus the Dalers to help get them here. All right, DiDio, right, 21 tackles on the year, 8 tackles against Farmingdale. Their defense really stuffed the run against the Dalers. And also, right, Dylan Parker was really a guy who stepped up and added another wrinkle to this Oceanside offense. Stern, DiDio, right, they're going to have it rolling for Oceanside.
For Massapequa, this is a team that thrives in the month of November. And even before they started the playoffs, that was the message, right, in their last regular season game. We've turned the corner. It is November, and it's time for us to do what we do in November. They have looked as cool as a cucumber in this postseason. They're just getting it done in so many different ways, and 2 guys that they're going to lean on here today to maybe get another county championship, the 11th in the county's history. These guys do it on both ends of the field. We saw that in those highlights. Danilo on offense, you see the numbers. He is so balanced, right, in his carries and his receptions, and Joe Brooks as well. Electric on both sides of the ball.
I think Massapequa has been the most complete team all season, and these 2 guys are very complete football players. Danilo, right, he's all of a sudden a running back, right, 4 touchdowns on 7 carries, 57% of his touches on the run go in the end zone, 27 tackles, 7 catches on the year. He does it all. Joe Brooks, right, he hits the books. He's the IQ guy. He's a coach on the field. He had a goal line stop against Morris, as well as a game-sealing INT in the first game versus the Chiefs.
It is Oceanside. It is Massapequa. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Kickoff and the opening keys when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another 3. That one's good. 1 from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
Loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights. But how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships. Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media has been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
A couple of coaches here who know something about playing at Hofstra. Rob Blount, 17th season. Lawrence, 2001 overall record, 118-50. What a job he has done in molding this program and making Oceanside a perennial powerhouse. And Kevin Shippos on the other side, 15th season. He is a Baldwin guy, though, 1997 graduate. How about 116-38 for him, for the former 4-year varsity football and wrestler at Baldwin. Looks like County Executive Bruce Blakeman in the house. So we know it's a big game,
Yeah.
Soap.
Honorary coin toss.
So let's stick with the coin toss here and kind of see who wins this one. The first win of the game, if you will. There's a good look at the recently re-elected Nassau County Executive, Bruce Blakeman. Referee Dave Catelli in that white hat. Here it is. What do you got, Soap?
Tails never fails.
So Joe Brooks makes the call for his guys. It is Massapequa winning the coin toss. They defer to the second half to the Sailors. So we spoke with these coaches ahead of this game, and they identified these as their keys to victory.
Yeah, Oceanside wants to limit Gargiulo's explosive plays, both running and passing, right? He is dual threat quarterback. Oceanside established that running game. We saw it with Parker and Morris, especially versus the Dalers, and control the physicality of the game. I think that's where they beat Farmingdale, physical at the line of scrimmage, multiple hats to the ball. Both sides are important. Massapequa get out to a fast start. It's kind of been their bugaboo against Oceanside. They fall behind, they got to claw back. Shippos wants none of that. Got to control the line of scrimmage and eliminate the Oceanside explosive plays. That's the big, both teams got to limit the explosive. These two teams put up over 40 points a game.
Weather here, it is overcast. A beautiful fall late afternoon here. 51 degrees, feels like 47. So it's no problem for Kevin Shippos wearing the shorts. Final huddles here as well before the kickoff. We spoke with the coaches about that, and on the Oceanside side, the message from Blount, he said, is, hey guys, stay loose, have fun, enjoy the moment that you're in. We have created this great opportunity for ourselves. They've been good at focusing on the next play, next day. So just be able to capitalize on that momentum. For Massapequa, hey guys, Shippos has just told his guys, use our experience to our benefit. It is our 6th county championship game in a row, he said. We're going for our 3rd championship. We're trying to win a 3rd LIC. There's no reason for us to feel pressure or play tight. We have been in these situations before.
All the off-season work, all the scouting, all the film comes down to this moment. Championship, 4 p.m., Schuart, Friday. Let's get it on.
Also, you know, it's a big game. We've got our end zone camera as well as we have our opening kickoff. Job well done by Chris Bichetta. Touchback for Oceanside. So now the Sailors will bring out their offense. An offense that averages 39 point, that was a couple of years ago. Shane Harmon's the leader of an offense that averages 44.4 points a game. So
Yeah, Shane Harmon slinging the rock, 16 touchdowns. You got Chase Morris, 27 touchdowns on the season for him. Explosive, 44.4 a game, like you said. That's why they're 8-2. That's why they're in this championship game.
So 1st and 10 from the Oceanside 20 as we are underway here in the Nassau Conference 1 championship game. There is Dylan Parker cutting it to the outside. A really nice looking run on 1st down. Let's meet the starters offensively for Oceanside. Joining Harmon, you've got Morris, Ballone, Beer, and Stern, along with Karenz up front. Greco, Grimaldi, Rumanier, Gaida, and Jakowski. A gain of 9 on 1st down for Dylan Parker.
Parker's looks like the real fresh back the last 2 games. Look for him to really make a difference today.
Trips right for the Sailors. Harmon slings it the other way. That is incomplete. So it'll be a 3rd and 1. Let's meet the defense for Massapequa. 4-man fronts. It is Chabis, Tarasi, Mulligan, and Van Skyler. A really good linebacking crew led by Danello, Wieserak, and Tarasi. In the secondary, Ippolito and Milio are your corners. Brooks and Vialta at the safety positions.
That play looked a little, it looked like they went out in a route. Like Ballone looked like he was blocking, and instead of looking for a pass, a little miscommunication there for Oceanside.
3rd and 1. Harmon dials up his own number, but that stout Massapequa defense looks like they've got to stop. It is a defense, Soap, that is averaging just 10.6 points against per game.
Yeah, it looked like Jack Mulligan, the sophomore, kind of led the charge there to stand tall, bringing up a 4th and 1.
It is decision time. We saw Harmon in that Farmingdale game pooch his punt. So maybe you try some cadence here to see if you could draw the Chiefs offside, and then maybe a little pooch and do field position. They're going to go, and it's Morris pushing, probing, and he'll get the 1st down.
Yeah, Morris, 5'8", 160, 3-time All-County wrestler. You see the toughness there, grinding his way for just enough yardage. Yeah, nice job at the point of attack. You see 58, unbelievable job by him. That's Grimaldi. He was awesome against Farmingdale. Nice job by him creating enough of a hole.
Grimaldi, 3-year varsity player, 2-year starter. He was a fullback tight end, but they needed some help on the offensive line. Grimaldi said, "I've got you, coach."
Yeah, and he had 7 tackles on defense, so he had a heck of a game against Farmingdale.
So first 4th down conversion. Look at all the time here for Harmon. Slings it out, comes this side. This is a jump ball. A lot of contact there, but no flag thrown by our referee, Dave Catelli.
Heck of a job by the Oceanside offensive line. Gave Harmon a ton of time. Really good coverage on the outside by Massapequa.
Stern was the intended target. Ippolito was defending. So 2nd and 10 from the Sailors' 32-yard line. What do you think of that decision to go for it there on that in the field position you're on in your first drive?
No doubt, right? I'm sure Blount had that scenario in his head. Anything less than 2 yards, go for it. Set the tone. Show you have confidence, right? You can't tell your team to believe if you're going to punt it 4th and 1 with a team that scores 44 points a game.
Trips right for the Sailors. Harmon fakes the handoff, and look at this. Finding a target, that is Chase Beer. And Beer is off and running. Finally pulled down at the 25-yard line.
Love that call, little quick slant by Beer. Wide open space. Boom, on target, hits him in stride, doesn't have to stop. Off to the races.
And off to the races are the Sailors as well. Look at Harmon. Checking all his reads, now tucks it under, nothing there. Good job in the secondary by the Chiefs, covering all those dangerous Sailors receivers.
Yeah, Ippolito's been really good there. Vialta had nice coverage. Again, the line held up really good for Oceanside. They've come in nasty, these offensive linemen for Oceanside, but great, that's a coverage sack.
So a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from the Chiefs' 26-yard line. Blount thinks the fact that his team had some adversity and they were in a real game until the very end might give them an edge here. Here's Harmon, finds another target, going towards the end zone, pulled out of bounds. How about it for Nick Krenz?
Yeah, Krenz, right, 4 touchdowns, receiving, 3 rushing, 7 on the year. Man, does Shane Harmon look confident? Does he look ready to go today? Super accurate ball.
Krenz, a 2-year starter, the fastest on this team, a track guy. So now a 1st and goal for the Sailors from the 2.
Wildcat.
Yeah, there goes Morris, trying to get in, and he is stopped at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Ryan Chabis, the junior. 22.5 tackles coming in on the season. Chiefs have been known for their goal line stands. Let's see if they can wall up here and get a stop.
So 2nd and 1. Again, Wildcat with Morris. This time he'll hand off and we'll have, I think it's a false start on the offense, and it is. A little bit of the danger when you go Wildcat, you don't have your usual quarterback in. So this will back up the Sailors 5 yards.
Yeah, it makes that Chabis tackle all that much more important, right? You never know, right? Never give up. 1-yard stop leads to a 5-yard penalty. Changes the play call.
And to your point, some substitutions, and Harmon makes his way back onto the field.
Yeah, they've had success over the middle. Outside coverage has been really good so far for Massapequa.
2nd and goal from the 6. That is Morris next to Harmon. And it looks like we'll have a timeout already here for Oceanside as they will talk it over here on 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Well, Edge Remodeling, Inc. has provided exceptional general contractor services in Franklin Square for several years. Owner and Sewanaka graduate Eddie Marquez prides himself on satisfying customers by extending affordable, high quality, and professional services to make your remodeling dreams come true. Call today for consultation, 516-860-8630. And we want to thank, of course, Edge Remodeling for allowing us to show this game to you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, live and free for you on our YouTube channel. As we take a look, Soap, at the last 3 years for Oceanside, and they have gotten to Stewart, and they have fallen just short.
Yeah, they hope they can remodel that right today, get over the hump. Right, get in the end zone here on their way to a county championship. Boy, would that 309 with the Oceanside sideline and community explode right if the Sailors could get it done today.
A year ago, their season ended by losing to Massapequa in the semifinals, 41-24, a game where they jumped out to a 14-0 lead.
Yeah, there they are, the best home crowd in the county.
So here we go off the timeout. 2nd and goal from the 6. Big first possession for the Sailors.
Wildcat again.
Here's Morris going behind Parker. Cuts it inside. Morris goes towards the end zone. He'll get the tush push and the touchdown.
Yeah, let's try to get a marker here on 21 if we can. Parker leading the way. Yeah, watch, Wildcat, they stick with it. Great blocking. Leading up in the hole is Parker. Unbelievable job. Guido was really good on that drive. Right guard, 6'2", 250, leading the way. They called a timeout in Wildcat, came back out in Wildcat, perhaps stuck to their plan, touchdown.
Here comes Ryan Pender on to kick. Bay Alexander, your long snapper, and holding his Chase Beer. Pender has been almost automatic this year. This kick is up, and it is good. How about 61 now of 62 on the season for Ryan Pender? And the opening statement, the opening salvo, launched by the Sailors.
Yeah, so they come out of the timeout, right? They come out in Wildcat. You know, Parker, 21, leading the way through the hole. He has 12 touchdowns for the sophomore here. But watch him just lead the way. 58 has a nice seal block as well. That's Grimaldi, right? Just gives him enough of a crease, and then it's all Morris, right? You're not going to deny him when he gets an inch away from the goal line. That's an all-county wrestler. That's a tough guy. Chase Morris, 28 touchdowns.
Chase Morris, 28 touchdowns on the season, a 2-year starter. You mentioned a 3-year all-county wrestler as well. And that's an important first statement to make for Oceanside. They went for it on 4th down in their own territory. They continue to push down the field. They drive 80 yards, and they get in the end zone.
Big call, right? They had a 4th down. They went for it. Morris rewarded Coach Blount there, as well as the Wildcat does the job, gets the Sailors into the end zone.
And now here comes Pender, who we know he could put it in the end zone, but he could also put it pretty much anywhere on the field that he wants. He is a threat kicking that football. This one will be returned from the 10-yard line. Here is Joe Brooks, finds a seam. Brooks pushes forward, and he's downed at about the 34-yard line. So now the Massapequa offense will step on the field. And leading them there is their quarterback, Luke Gargiulo, first-year starter. But what a season it has been for the junior.
Just unbelievable season for him. Dual threat, 24 total touchdowns. Can do it, big playability, can do it with his legs, can throw it. Very accurate this season. Are you kidding me? 77%? That's unheard of. That's like 7-on-7 type drills. He's been great.
Massapequa, they're an offense that has averaged 40.5 points per game. And they start this drive from their own 34-yard line. They scored on their first 5 drives of the semifinal against Syosset. And here's Gargiulo calling his own number, finding the blocks, pushes it out to the 50, and he's finally forced out of bounds. How about Big Jack Mulligan coming up with a block that allows Gargiulo to push forward?
Yeah, Mulligan seals the edge. You know, both want to limit the explosives. Watch the job here. Again, getting to the edge. Their perimeter blocking is so good. Danello's leading, right? You got Mulligan's going to seal it. You know, kind of kick out the ends there. Pedalino as well. That's the most impressive thing about this Chiefs team. Everybody blocks. That's how you get big plays. Running backs, tight ends, line.
1st and 10 from the Sailors' 46. Gargiulo into the air, finds Danello, and Danello avoids a tackler and a second as well. Danello still on his feet, and he's finally taken down inside the 10.
Playoff Danello has been something else, whether it's running, catching the ball. Almost every time he touches it lately, the end zone is in danger. Whoop! A little move there on Morris. Not easy to do. Sheds a tackler. Smell an end zone. See Vialta, that kid's blocking as soon as he gets off the bus. Big play.
And right away, it's the Chiefs now with a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Gargiulo motions Vialta. The run comes this way. It's Pedalino. Look at the block by Danello. End zone touchdown, Andrew Pedalino.
Again, blocked to perfection. Pedalino scores it, but if we can get a look at Danello as well as Vialta throws a wicked block as well. This is the pass. That was the big play that set it up with Danello. Then Danello leads the way into the end zone.
Yeah, we'll show it after this PAT attempt as it's Chris Pichetta on. The long snapper is Danello, and the holder is Brooks. Right in line with Ryan Pender has been Chris Pichetta How about 58 of 59 on the season? Both these guys come in with just one missed PAT on the season, and that is true blue. 7-7 is the score with 7:04 left in quarter number 1.
Yeah, buckle up your seatbelt here. Wait till you see these blocks. Look at 7. There he is, look at that. Unbelievable job, squares him up. You see Burns, 88, he's hunting for somebody. Right, great block here by
Wait, but if we keep this going, now watch.
Vialta, then Danilo.
Yeah, watch Danilo's block.
You got Wieserak, he's controlling the edge there. Block to perfection.
Watch 47, right there.
Boom, right. I mean, knocks him back 5 yards. Danilo, unbelievable job. The blocking on this Chiefs is unbelievable.
Well, the Sailors went 80 yards to score their first touchdown, and Massapequa gets their first score of this game. 7-all here in the Nassau Conference 1 championship game.
If you allow Massapequa's running backs and quarterback to get to the second level, it's good night because they're so good at blocking. They're strong. They're a big football team. They're physical, and you saw it on that drive.
Bichetta. This is fielded on the bounce inside the 9-yard line. And good defense by the Chiefs.
Nick Lopez, special teams tackle.
So if you look back at those 2 scoring drives, Oceanside went 10 plays for 80 yards. They needed 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Massapequa needed just 33 seconds to find the end zone on 3 plays for 66 yards.
Yeah, the first key for Coach Blount was to limit the explosive, right, from Gargiulo. We saw the big pass to Danilo. Then you mix in speed with Petalino, and you saw Danilo in the open field. I don't want to say they're not superstars, right, because they're all really good football players, but that's what makes them hard to defend is that it could be any guy at any moment making a play.
And, hey, we promise we'll get you those offensive starters from Massapequa. They went too quick.
30 seconds, not
That's
enough.
it. We didn't have time. So 1st and 10 now for Oceanside, back at the 20. This is where they started their previous drive. Harmon, quick out, but nothing doing there as it was caught by Balone, but he was short of the line of scrimmage, so this will actually go down as a loss of 1.
Yeah, Jaden Balone, sophomore, really athletic, the vertical threat for this team. You see a screen pass set up for him. That's his 9th catch on the season, plays hoops.
He was a big part of that win over Farmingdale in the semifinals. So 2nd and 11 now for Oceanside. Trips are left. Out of the shotgun, the handoff to Morris. And Morris is sent backwards. Return to sender, says Danilo.
47, he just comes with a vengeance. Bring your hard hat when Danilo, look at him read the play, so smart. Boom, meets him in the hole. Low man wins, brings him down. 27 tackles on the year, 2 sacks, an INT, a TD fumble recovery. The kid does it all.
The forward momentum for Morris will give him 3 yards on the play, but it sets up a 3rd and 8 right now for Oceanside. Twin receivers at the top and the bottom of your screen. Harmon, look out. Pressure's coming his way. Sends it towards the sideline, and right away you could see who called no incomplete, right? That was Kevin Chippos, who is pumped for his defense to come up big here.
Yeah, Stern goes on a wheel route. Great job. It looks like they had scouted that one up. They were ready for it. That was Giovanni Tarazzi in the coverage, 42. Nice way to sniff out that play and provide good coverage and an incompletion.
So Pender will punt from inside his own 10-yard line. Nice looking punt. There will be no return as the fair catch is called at the 48-yard line. So Massapequa will get going from their own 48, and that's the thing about these guys, right? We saw how quickly they could score. You cannot give them a short field, but that's what their defense did by making Oceanside go 3 and out.
Very timely stop, just when you think we might have a shootout back and forth, right? The Massapequa defense stands tall. The first down, no gainer, and then a tackle by Danilo set up a tough situation for the Oceanside offense.
So unless this is another big play by the Massapequa offense, we'll get you the starters for the Chiefs after first down. These guys have come right off the bus, ready to play.
They just have real big playability, right? Pedalino, whether it's in the run game or the pass game, he can strike at any time. Gargiulo, that dual threat. Then you got the big targets on the outside, make them very difficult to defend.
So 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. In motion, Vialta. Gargiulo hands off. There is Pedalino, and a good job tackling there, making sure he doesn't get to the second level. As it's now time to meet the starters offensively for Massapequa. Joining Gargiulo and Pedalino. Burns, Vialta, Farley, tight end, Danilo. The guys up front, Mulligan, Wieserak, Van Skyler, Tarazi, and Alonzo.
Such an athletic offensive line, great technique, very good athletes on the line. They allowed to pull and do a lot of different things.
5-yard gain by Pedalino on first down. Here's the 2nd and 5. The look goes to Danilo, and he is sent in reverse. How about the Oceanside defense? Let's meet their starters now. Gaida, Lucas, Grimaldi up front. Jakovsky, Alexander, Triscari, and Nardone, along with Halpin there in the linebacking core. You've got Pallotti, Malone at your corners, Morris and DiDio at the safety positions.
That was Jack Grimaldi, tackle for a loss. 7 tackles versus Farmingdale, picks up right where he left off.
3rd and 8, Gargiulo rolls right. Fires it, looking for Vialta, and that is incomplete.
Yeah, Malone, blanket coverage on Vialta. Massapequa rolls the pocket out to the right. Gargiulo been super accurate on the run. Just really good coverage, right? Malone's in his hip pocket, falls incomplete. Coach Blount's giving the safe sign, right? Incomplete.
So Bichetta back to punt, and it looks like it is Beer who is deep for the Sailors. You want to play some field position here for Massapequa.
Yeah, it was a huge play by Grimaldi. Great answer by the Oceanside defense.
Bichetta gets this one high in the air. Beer will call for the fair catch at the 10-yard line. Well, folks, with this pause in the action, Varsity Media reminds parents, coaches, and booster clubs, if you'd like coverage of your team on Varsity Media, contact us today to book a sportscast. Your team deserves the best coverage with the best announcers. Any team at any level can book by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. So you play some field position here, Soap, and now you push the Sailors back for their longest drive of this first quarter, where they'll need to go 90 yards.
First down is such an important down for both of these teams, right? You saw 2 stops in a row where they got stops on first down. Really makes it easier for the defense.
Trips right for the Sailors. Harmon hands off. There's Parker running to the right side. Look at Joe Brooks. Joltin' Joe Brooks with the leg tackle.
Yeah, he's all heart, right? 5'8", ball of energy. Good job by Danilo and the boys kind of stacking it up. Great job by Brooks. Brings them down. Been huge for them defensively with an INT and a goal line stand last time against Oceanside.
You mentioned his smartness, great football IQ, understands blocking schemes, terrific runner, and he brings that knowledge and athletic ability to the defensive side as well. 2nd and 9. Here is Harmon, plenty of time. Now he rolls out to the right. Gets a block up field, and a good job by Harmon, making something out of nothing and moving the chains.
Yeah, good job by the Oceanside line. They kind of hold up on the left side. Man coverage allows for him to sneak out the backside. You know, not afraid. I think this is the unlocked, you know, part of Harmon's game this year is the ability to use his legs. All systems go. Big gain.
Came into this game with 48 carries for 317 yards and a touchdown. Big first down there for the Sailors. They're at their own 23. Harmon goes over the middle, and that is complete for a first down and then some.
Yeah, Jacob Stern, a little down the seam. Super accurate start by Harmon, right? Not too much time. Get it out of your hand quick. Boom, perfect spiral. I think that's the most impressive thing so far. He's hitting guys, you know, in stride, allowing them to get plenty of yards after the catch.
For Jacob Stern, his 24th reception of the year. A guy who last year suffered a dislocated shoulder in week 0 against Massapequa. Here's the handoff coming this side. And getting forced out of bounds was Morris.
Yeah, you see the speed by Morris, pushed out of bounds by Nolan Wieserak, a really good lineman on both sides of the football from Massapequa. But you give a foot race to Morris on the outside, he's going to win that battle enough to move the chains.
Chase Morris in the semifinal was outstanding on both sides of the football, was the Sailors' leading tackler defensively, making sure that Farmingdale, with all their great runners and Kama and Theodate, they were held to 100 yards combined. Farmingdale was on the ground. 1st and 10 from the 35. Look out. Something in the operation went wrong, and the Chiefs have the ball. The first turnover goes to the defending champions.
Picked up by Anthony Danello, 47. Anthony on the spot. Just high snap, little fumbling of the football. Chiefs dive on it. Danello right there. Huge senior captain, again making big plays for the Massapequa.
So let's see if the Chiefs here can capitalize on the first turnover of the game.
Show that again.
And another look for your soap.
Yeah, just a high snap, and then you got Morris and Harmon kind of trying to juggle it.
Here comes Danello there. Watch him.
Yeah, you know, ball on the turf.
A heat-seeking missile.
Yeah, it could have been any one of the Chiefs who jumped on it, but Danello's like, give me that.
Go down a little bit there, one. Go through that.
So 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. 1:21 remaining in the first quarter. Shippos didn't want to trail. He did, in fact, but it took no time for the Chiefs to tie. They look to try to get their first lead of this one. And it is Gargiulo. Forget it, Gargiulo. End zone touchdown. Luke Gargiulo.
He's been huge for the Chiefs all year. Oceanside came in, said we got to limit his explosive plays. Seemingly makes a lot out of a little here. It looked like, look at the penetration by Oceanside. Fake to Petalino up the middle. Good night. Luke is off to the races. His 25th touchdown on the season. Big play, Luke. Go find your boys.
His 9th rushing touchdown of the season as Massapequa, they take their first lead. It is Danello to snap, Brooks to hold, and Bichetta with the kick, and it is good. Massapequa, they capitalize on the turnover, and they take a 14-7 lead. You're watching the Nassau Conference 1 championship game right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
What's up, it's Sean Lights Out Merriman, former Charger and Bill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
scoring drive from Massapequa was a simple one. So how about one play, 59 yards, 13 seconds, and Massapequa have their first lead in this Nassau Conference 1 championship game. Turnovers, takeaways, they loom so large in championship games. And look at this kick by Bichetta. Perfect into the end zone. Another touchback for Bichetta. Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only, which is perfect for recruiting reels. Now booking for the winter season. Email jeff@varsitymedia.net for more information. And we have this new technology now. We could even maybe get the telestrator there on your ISO videos. Who knows? Limitless possibilities here.
Yeah, we got it all. You see that? Circle the defense, the offense. Again, Gargiulo, right? 57-yard touchdown run early in the playoffs against Hempstead, just with his legs, with his arm. Big playability.
A big drive now for the Sailors. Cutting it back, Chase Morris. And there he is again. 47 in blue and maize there, getting the job done for the Chiefs.
Yeah, defense, offense, special teams. Danilo does it all. Chase, meet Anthony for another time. He hits you, you're going down, right? Wieserick as well. Big-time hitters, strong tacklers. Weight room, weight room, weight room.
Inside the final 30 seconds of quarter number 1. Here's Harmon. Look out. Hunting him was Danilo. He ducked out of Danilo, and then he got a fistful of Jack Mulligan.
Mulligan, only a sophomore, 12 tackles. Showing off his strength, throwing Harmon to the ground.
And the Chiefs in that quarter showing off their big game ability. They went into an early hole. They tied it. And then there he is, 16, Luke Gargiulo getting it done here.
Yeah, cool hand, Luke. How about fast feet, Luke? Off to the races, not going to catch him. Whether it's, football, lacrosse, the kid has athletic ability for days. Unbelievable job. Big-time touchdown for the Chiefs.
Massapequa 14-7 after 1, right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at Stewart Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University. The lights are bright here on a Friday late afternoon into evening. And Brian Soper, it's the Nassau Conference 1 championship game. And a flag on play number 1 of the second quarter. But of that first quarter, we saw in the early stages, Oceanside, right? They go forward on 4th down from their own territory. They get it on Chase Morris. They drive 80 yards and get in the end zone. They punch first, but the Chiefs punched twice.
2 stops, by both defenses. Massapequa, I think this quarter is really important, right? Massapequa's going to get the ball to start the second half. The next score I think is really important, right? To go up a score, to get the ball. Oceanside really needs to respond here.
And they got to stay away from penalties. 3rd and 13 now from their own 17-yard line.
Stay away from Danilo.
Yeah, look out. Under pressure is Harmon. Gets it off, but that is incomplete. And this is another likely 3 and out. So for the Sailors,
coverage has been on point for Massapequa. No one was open. Harmon rolled out to his right. Really good coverage by the secondary and linebackers. Saw Wieserak in coverage as well. Not Wieserak, we saw Tarazi.
so there you see it'll be Bay Alexander to snap and Pender to punt. They'll need a big boot out of their all-state kicker here. Deep, it's Vialta. That ball is coming his way. It's angling out. Vialta gets out of the way of it. It will take an Oceanside bounce where it will be downed at their 49-yard line. So I will take this possession is important and raise you one. And this may be arguably more important for the defense, right? You need a stop here. Again, you're giving Massapequa short field position, an offense that knows how to find the end zone here at Hofstra.
You got to get more people in the backfield. You got to throw the timing off for Gargiulo throwing the football, and you really can't let whether it's Pedalino, whether it's Gargiulo, if they get to the second level with the way that they're blocking up and their schemes, that you see they're taking it to the end zone. Really got to get some penetration. Get these guys before they get started.
I mentioned how great Danilo was in that first quarter. 1 tackle for a loss, 1 sack as well. That on the defensive side. A big block on a touchdown.
Fumble recovery.
Yeah. Filling the stat sheet. 47 from Massapequa. So 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Here comes Gargiulo again. Tucks it under. Takes a bunch of Sailors with him. He gets out to the 41.
Yeah, he followed a blocking train out there. You saw that was a little different, right? He put 2 hands on the ball, put his head down, not afraid to mix it up.
A year ago, Gargiulo, he was the backup quarterback. He was a wide receiver, as Joey D'Esso did what Joey D'Esso did throughout most of his career in leading the Chiefs to big wins and to championships as well. D'Esso now playing lacrosse at Adelphi. So the opportunity was there for Gargiulo, and he has taken it with his hands and with his feet. Gain of 7 on 1st down.
Yeah, not easy to replace 33 touchdowns from your quarterback, but this kid's done it.
And a 1st down run for Pedalino.
Yeah, we used to call that, the B button when we used to play Nintendo. He hits the B button, he hits the spin. A little spin cycle by 6 here. He goes Wildcat, right? Whoop, right, spins out, comes out the other side. Big play ability by Pedalino.
And so from that great vantage point that we have from the end zone, you were able to pick up that block as well by Wieserak, right? 2-year starter. Another legacy guy from Massapequa. Brother Ryan was here, now up at UMass playing lacrosse. Here is Gargiulo again, cutting it to the outside. Luke Gargiulo forced out of bounds just outside the 10.
On point, right? Wieserak, he pulls out to the right here and has a wicked block on the edge here. Watch 53. Honorable mention lacrosse player. Boom, right? Blows up the end. Gets Gargiulo into open space where he really excels. Big play again. Well blocked by Massapequa.
So 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Wieserak going to go play lacrosse at Richmond, committed to Richmond. Honorable mention All-American as a sophomore lacrosse player. That's no small deal on Long Island.
Danilo in motion. Gargiulo again. Gets another block on the outside, pushes it inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, really holds on to the ball there, kind of like a zone read action. Whether he's going to keep it or give it to Pedalino. He's just made really smart decisions. That's what the coaching staff noticed right away, how intelligent he was. Shout out to Mike Spina, the quarterback coach, Mike Ambery, the offensive coordinator. Those guys have just developed and churned out really good quarterbacks.
And so what you shouted this out in the first quarter, and it is developing here. So multiple, this offense, so many weapons. So now if you're the Oceanside defense, your head is spinning practically. 2nd and 3 from the 5. Another touchdown from Massapequa. Pedalino finds the end zone again.
Yeah, the senior captain, gets in behind, gives it to him, just well blocked. Tarad, that you could drive a truck through that hole. That was unbelievable. Blocked up again. Haven't really missed a block yet if you're Massapequa.
I thought you were going to draw an actual bus there.
Yeah. Choo-choo.
That's a train.
Yeah.
But either way.
Someone has a horn out there, so it sounds like there's a car out there.
So Bichetta on for the PAT. Brooks to hold. It's Danilo as your long snapper. Snap is good. The kick is up, and it is perfect. And a perfect first quarter for Massapequa, and they lead this one 21-7. I want to again thank Edge Remodeling, who have provided exceptional general contractor service in Franklin Square for several years. Owner and Sewanaka graduate Eddie Marquez, you know that he prides himself on satisfying customers by extending affordable, high quality, and professional services to make your remodeling dreams come true. Call today for consultation, 516-860-8630. And Eddie, we will have him on and get his thoughts maybe on this first half and how kind of perfect everything is looking right now for Massapequa.
Yeah, he might have to go over there and touch up Margiotto Hall for that Bichetta kick that went off the window. Strong leg by him, and Edge Remodeling does it all.
And right now it's Massapequa hitting on all cylinders. A 21-7 lead here in the second quarter of this Nassau Conference 1 championship game. That touchdown drive from Massapequa, it was just 5 plays in 48 yards in 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
That's an eternity for them, 2 minutes.
Kickoff fielded on the bounce at the 15-yard line by Stern. Runs up the Massapequa sideline, and he is forced out of bounds.
Yeah, you see Stern was determined there to make a play. This is a dangerous territory if you're Oceanside.
Gargiulo already with 5 carries for 112 yards on the ground. So now for Oceanside, you would argue this is already in this game must-score drive here.
At least you got to churn out a couple first downs. Again, Massapequa will get the ball coming out of halftime, so got to capitalize on your possessions.
That's Parker trying to get around the edge. Danilo is hunting. And diving out of bounds was Parker.
Parker's really impressive for a sophomore. You see the speed. He got into a foot race, was able to gain a few yards. That play looked like it was going to be a loss. Was able to churn out 3 yards using his athletic ability.
Dylan Parker, just a sophomore, had 67 carries coming into this game for 666 yards and 9 touchdowns, but also that dual threat with 14 receptions as well. Low snap. Pushing it forward there was Morris, and he will move the chains for Oceanside.
So shifty, so tough, finishes runs. See, Vialta came up and made the tackle. He looks like he's hurt. Looked like they might have went like knee on knee.
And you hope that Vialta, you hope it's just a stinger, right, and nothing more. This break will allow us an opportunity to look back at the regular season contest. We had that one for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and what a game this was. You go back to week 4. How about Shane Harmon hooking up with Nick Karenz? That's a 24-yard touchdown. Now Chase Morris, the second effort. You can't get him down at initial contact. 14-0 Sailors, but here is Danilo. He gets it in. And then, not to be outdone, Karenz, 62 yards up the field. Chase Morris, though, he'll be stopped on the 2-point conversion by Joe Brooks. And then Danilo, Where have we heard this before? Look at Danilo, smooth sailing into the end zone. That's the winning touchdown. And Vialta will just put the icing on the cake with a 2-point conversion. Oceanside would drive down the field, but then there is Brooks with the INT to seal a 36-33 win back in week 4.
Oceanside, they got to revenge that 64-57 shootout loss to the Dalers. They would love to return the tides here and get some revenge against Massapequa. You saw Vialta come off the field. You saw his big catch there. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, those were the only 2 losses for Oceanside in the regular season, and you're right, they avenged the first one by winning over the Dalers in the semifinals. Here's Harmon, airs it up, and he was short. Great coverage downfield by the Chiefs.
We've said that a bunch already. The coverage downfield has been in lockdown mode, right? Ippolito, great job by him. We see Giovanni Tarazzi. You see like the dual threat he is. He can stuff the run. He's very good in space, very good in coverage. Seen him a couple times around the football.
A younger brother of Tristan, Giovanni Tarazzi, the junior. Built different than Tristan, right? A little bit taller, thinner body, but such a tough kid. 2nd and 10. Morris stuffed at the 45-yard line. Maybe he will get a gain of 2 here.
Yeah, Wieserak does a tremendous job. Kind of meets at the point of attack, stands up his blocker, really disrupts that run. Yeah, just watch 52 here. Just reads the play, comes back, just look at that, sheds a block, gets a hand, makes him cut it inside. Great discipline by Nolan Wieserak.
3rd and 7 for the Sailors. Flag on the play.
Flag is down.
And the indication is a false start against the Sailors.
5-yard penalty. Moves back to the 41-yard line.
And those are killers when you're trying to push the ball down the field.
The last one didn't cost them, right? They came out in the Wildcat, even though they lost 5. They were able to score. This brings up 3rd and long.
So here we go, 3rd and 12 from the 41-yard line. Massapequa will call timeout. And we will, at halftime, you will be entertained, no doubt, by what has become a staple of the Varsity Media Sportscasts, our food review. And there is the Sequa Deli. You were there in person in the regular season. And now, listen, it is Thanksgiving season, right? And Sequa Deli has you covered for all of your Thanksgiving Day needs. You've got the hot buffet package. You can go a la carte. You can get that whole roasted carved turkey.
22-pounder.
Don't forget about the pies, right? They've got everything covered for you. There it is. Look at that pie, steaming hot there for Sequa Deli. They've got you covered like the Massapequa secondary. Third and 12 now for Oceanside. There have been situations where Rob Blount, we know he is that riverboat gambler. He dives into that very large bag of tricks of his. Is this an opportunity maybe to dive into that and pull up a big trick play here?
Yeah, I thought about Blount yesterday when the Bills, they ran a hook and ladder 4th and 26 and got it. I'm like, are you watching Oceanside?
And Rob's like, I know where you guys got that one from.
Garden City ran one as well in the semifinal. So it's like it's on the menu, these trick plays here at Hofstra.
Harmon just dumps it off to Parker. Parker chased and hammered at the 45-yard line. Did you get the number of that truck?
That's AD 47. Danilo
What a half of championship football Danilo is having.
Boom, right? Like a Thanksgiving turkey, wrestles in the wild, right? He picks up Parker. Unbelievable job. They've been hunting on defense. Wieserick wasn't too far behind. Those two guys pack a punch.
Well, 4th and 8 from the 45. You're down 21-7. It looks here like Oceanside will go for it. And again, though, Harmon does have the ability to pooch punt it, and that's what he will do here. No one deep, so the Sailors hoping for a nice bounce, and they'll get one, and they'll let that one roll inside of the 10-yard line. So now Massapequa's offense steps back on the field, and what a first half Luke Gargiulo is having.
Just does it all, right? The big play with his feet, he's super accurate, but big play ability, blocked well. But that kid is special, right? Way to step in, sophomore, right? Becomes a junior and all of a sudden becomes, Jackson Dart mixed with Allen.
Might Gargiulo be the Mad Men player of the game? You'll have to tune in post-game for that. I think 47 might have something to say about that. And at Mad Men, listen, they specialize in traditional haircuts, hot shaves, and beard trims. They are voted the best barber on Long Island. You're invited in this Thanksgiving Eve. What a better time to go in and, right,
Listen,
get freshened up.
You got to look good for Grandma and Grandpa.
Maybe the in-laws are coming. Maybe you're meeting your girlfriend's parents for the first time. You've got to look your best. Walk in only and walk out a gentleman with Mad Men and Company. So here we go from Massapequa, 1st and 10 from their own 10. 6:25 left in a first half that they have owned. Out of the Wildcat goes Petalino.
Just give him a crease. It's all he needs with that speed. Got to get a stop. You gotta sell out if you're the Oceanside defense. We saw them really attack the football against Farmingdale. Didn't allow Kama or Theodate to really get their legs going. Completely the opposite so far. Has a lot to do with the blocking up front. Mulligan, Wieserak, Van Skyler snapping the ball. Tarazi, Benucci. Unbelievable line play by Massapequa.
But I think also Massapequa is certainly a more diverse offense, right, than what Farmingdale shows. So it's maybe a little bit easier to sell out and be aggressive against the Dalers than it is against this really potent and diverse offense, as that was Gargiulo with the run.
Huge stop there. That's Brady Nardone, senior. 15 tackles, 7 versus Farmingdale in the last game. Man, third, seems like they haven't really gotten the third down yet. Here we go, third down. Feels like a huge one for the Oceanside defense.
Yeah, their scoring drives have been some of them on 1 and 2 plays, right? So this is huge for the Oceanside defense. Can they get a stop? And maybe, again, you play that field position game. You can maybe then get in the end zone with short field position. Let's see.
Yeah, look for Vialta as well as Burns, big targets.
Well, Danilo will look to block. Throwing it over the middle, and that was complete. Is that Tarazi?
Yeah, again, these guys do it on both sides of the football. Gargiulo, right, he throws one, goes down and gets it off the turf. That's a tough catch. Unbelievable job by him. The Tarazi family just salt of the earth. Dad, FDNY. A lot of brothers have worn the Massapequa blue.
Yeah, you got Anthony and Frankie. They played for the Chiefs. Gio as well. That's going to be a fun Thanksgiving day,
yeah.
right? The Tarazi household.
Get a Tadurkin.
I think Seco Deli has that as well. And if you're Massapequa, this is a great chance, too. You want to keep that high-octane Oceanside offense off the field.
Timeout.
As they will call a timeout. We'll take it with them as well. 4:08 left first half. It is 21-7 the lead for Massapequa here in the Nassau Conference 1 championship game on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
So to reset the timeout situation, the Sailors have 2 left in this first half, and the Chiefs have 1. It is a 1st and 10 from Massapequa from their own 29-yard line. 4:08 remaining in the first half. Pedalino in motion. He'll get it on the jet sweep. Cuts it upfield. And Pedalino, a good-looking run by the 5'8" senior.
Yeah, leading the way was 5'8" senior captain Joe Brooks. Got the tackle on the outside to allow Pedalino to get the edge.
Strong, powerful, explosive. Pedalino, he doesn't speak a lot, but he lets his runs speak for him. Fresh set of downs, trips right for the Chiefs. A little jump on top, and the Sailors were able to get back onside.
Yeah, Pedalino, right, replaces Tyler Vialto at 33 touchdowns. Joey Diesso at 30. Heck of a job by Pedalino Gargiulo.
And here is Gargiulo. Even breaks that initial potential tackle and spins and turns himself for a first down.
Yeah, Wieserak led the way there. His ability to not only, the big plays, but also to get those tough yards. Super impressive. Good job, good read there, going behind Brooks.
And I think you've pointed out too, but it does bear repeating. Championship teams, and when you have a culture and a pedigree like Massapequa has, you've got selfless guys, right, who are as happy with running the football, as we see here from Pedalino, or being the lead block for another one of your teams.
Yeah, here he is, right? Tyler Burns, one of the most important guys on this team, right? He only has 2 touchdowns on the year. UMass lacrosse commit. Watch him come down from the outside there, just seals that edge with Vialter as well. Those are 2 wide receivers setting the edge for the run by Pedalino.
So a 2nd and 1 for Massapequa.
Yeah, Burns has 8 catches coming into this game, but he's such a deadly weapon on the outside as a blocker.
And that stalk blocking so important. Gargiulo airs it out, looking for Vialta, bobbles it, and he drops it. What a battle that was on this near sideline.
Yeah, Jaden Balone said, not on me. Good to see Vialta back in the game, but great coverage.
Look at this, into your living room.
Yeah, unbelievable job by the camera crew as well as Balone saying, not today, you're not going over my head.
So we'll set up a 3rd and 1 now for Massapequa. And you would argue this is what kind of separates these 2 teams, both with offenses that average more than 40 points a game, right? But it's the Massapequa defense that has been stout, and Oceanside has given up 25 points per game. Gargiulo, move the chains.
It's just hard. I mean, they have the big playability, but it seems like they can get 4 or 5 yards on every single carry. Tough to stop.
And this was a drive, you remember, it started at their own 10-yard line. They've already taken off a good 2 minutes on this clock. And there you see right up the middle. Yeah, Wieserak opening up that hole.
Yeah, 62 has been really good. Tristan Tarazi, 4-time starter, best lineman, all county. He's a wrestler as well.
Gargiulo back to pass, tucks it under. Look at the little dump, but then the drop by Gavin Farley.
Yeah, you see the decision making. It opened up for him up the middle. Gargiulo said, you know what, let me dump this off. Probably the only thing that's gone wrong so far for Massapequa in the first half. Had plenty of green in front of them.
And Bichetta warming up on this near sideline.
That play just shows the confidence that Gargiulo has, right? He's out there just having fun and just making plays. And you got to be super confident to make that pass.
Here's Gargiulo, look out, under pressure. And that's a great job finally getting to him. And you give it up to Jacob DiDio.
Yeah, he had 8 tackles versus Farmdale. Comes in like a heat-seeking missile. Much needed there. He skirts the block of Pedalino, gets his hands on Gargiulo. Grounding.
Well, that's an interesting one because we just showed you that replay, and that's what Kevin Shippos is pointing out to our referee, Dave Catelli. There was a Vialta. Watch it again. Watch 7 if we can locate him. He was in the vicinity here. Now, obviously, look, you're not getting full service off of it, but that's the way that he was trying to throw the football.
Yeah, you got a 200-pound kid hanging on you. It's going to be hard to reach him there. But Oceanside will take it for sure. Got to get off the field here if you're Oceanside.
So a 3rd and 15 for Massapequa. They've got to get to the 34-yard line. Gargiulo, plenty of time. Looks for Joe Brooks. And Jolton Joe Brooks cuts it to the outside. Touchdown, Massapequa.
3rd and 15, not a problem. Not a problem for Brooks. Gargiulo. Vialtas goes deep here, and I think he drew the attention of the defense, and Joe Brooks sneaks out. Just what a ball, right? Accurate, on the money. Whoop! Nice little shifty move. Gets a block by Vialta downfield, just enough to get him in the end zone. Holy cow, is that huge.
What a touchdown by JB20.
Seniors making plays.
And now Bichetta on for the PAT. Brooks goes from celebrating the touchdown to now taking a knee as the holder. Danello with the snap. And Bichetta has been nearly automatic here. That kick is up, and it is good. 28-7, your lead now for Massapequa. So
multiple people. You got an accurate court. Where does he start? Brooks starts in the slot, just runs right down the seam, shreds off some contact, off to the races. You see the quick moves.
And Vialta, right, even to the very end, still trying to make a block, still trying to allow his teammate the opportunity to get into the end zone.
Yeah, that's the 3rd touchdown receiving for Brooks on the year. You see him making big plays on defense as well. All Chiefs all the time right now at Hofstra, dominating the 2nd quarter.
And you made the point earlier, guess who gets the football coming out as well, as you see these last, actually technically 4 seasons for Massapequa. It is all about those championship games.
Yeah, 33-1 the last 3 years. You got 32 seniors on this team. You have a confident quarterback. You got guys who are unselfish. That's the recipe to greatness.
Joe Brooks' touchdown capped an 11-play, 90-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 1 second, as it's now a 3-touchdown lead for Massapequa. And Soap, think about what they've done, albeit different teams, right? But the first half, as that kick gets out of bounds, fielded by Shippos.
His hands, look at him. He picked it up
then he slammed it down. You can't slam the foot. No, I'm just kidding. He's not going to get a flag on that. But first game here against Syosset semifinals. You score in your first 5 drives, right? You have a 35 points you score in the first half. And then 28 here in this first half against the 3rd-seeded Sailors.
Shippos was afraid. He didn't want to fall behind. No falling behind. They fell behind by 1 touchdown, but they responded and have just, 4 unanswered touchdowns for the Chiefs.
And isn't that just the life of a coach, right? You're up 3 touchdowns. You're like, come on, keep it in field. Like, he doesn't want to give an inch. he's looking for, I guess all of you coaches are, you're looking for what's nearly impossible, which is perfection.
But you can tell on the call he's really proud of this team. He knows they're special.
Harmon, the quick out, finds Stern, and there is Vialta with the tackle.
Yeah, Stern has really great hands, right? You see it there. But limiting the yards after the catch is big for Massapequa. Don't want to give up an explosive play, especially with a minute left.
Yeah, Oceanside in their 2-minute hurry-up offense now. Harmon, the quick out. There is Stern again. Doesn't get out of bounds, though. He's tackled by Tarazi. The clock will stop to move the chains with 57.7 seconds left.
Yeah, right side, left side. Stern going all over the field. Main target for Harmon.
Oceanside does have 2 timeouts left. Here is Harmon tucking it under, goes forward, and he meets those big boys up front.
Yeah, Jack Mulligan, you see him adjusting his jersey. You know, Oceanside had a handful of it, didn't matter. The sophomore who's just matured every single game. Hey, I know he's a baseball pitcher, but hey, maybe college football.
Well, this is the first of our 2 games here on a Friday afternoon into evening. We've got Seaford and Plain Edge, who will lock horns for the Conference 4 championship game. Plain Edge, like Massapequa, their neighbors in this one, undefeated on the season. Seaford, they've got 1 loss. That was to the Red Devils during the regular season. You've got Dylan Fella on Plain Edge. You've got Brian Falk on the other. 2 outstanding athletes. That one will be special.
Yeah, you started saying Seaford. I thought you were saying Sequa Deli. I was getting ready.
I know you're hungry.
We got a Thanksgiving feast coming up at halftime.
So 43 seconds left. 1 timeout left for both teams. Oceanside operates from the Massapequa 46. Harmon, quick out. And that was a tough one. That window was not very big as he finds Chase Beer.
I've been very impressed. Beer has great hands, right? Anything near him he catches, he snags, just like he does with his long pole in lacrosse.
Harmon will look end zone.
Got him.
And that one is just a little bit long as he attempted to find one of his favorite targets in Nick Karenz.
Yeah, Karenz is like that joker spot, that wild card. You see the speed, the track athlete in him. Saw him take one to the house in the opening matchup.
So 27 seconds left in the first half. It is a 2nd and 10 for the Sailors. They need something positive here to go into halftime with. Harmon, back to pass, looks this side, looking for Balone.
Oh.
And Balone unable to pull it in. There is a flag, though, on the play.
Yeah, Dylan Milio, the 6'1 junior on coverage. Man, does Harmon throw a nice football, catchable football.
What do you think here, Coach?
Airs it out. I think it's a good call. I think he got there just a bit early.
So Dave Catelli, our referee, indicates pass interference on the defense.
Very close play. Physical football game. Got to punch it in, take advantage if you're Oceanside.
And they've got a fresh set of downs here as they're now in the red zone. From the 14-yard line, it's Harmon. Looking, surveying, comes back this way, dumps that out, and look at Chipos. He's like, where's the intentional grounding now?
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get that call.
Working the referees is a part of this game as well. Danello gets in, capping off a great first half for him. Chases down Harmon, forces him to throw it away. Receivers were in scramble mode. I saw, Stern, Karenz, right, going back for the football. If not for Danello, maybe they can complete it.
So now those yards that you were able to gain on the pass interference penalty will go the opposite way. with 14.1 seconds left.
One timeout, right, for Oceanside?
Both teams with one timeout remaining in the first half. So you don't necessarily have to go end zone here. You can go something short, even something over the middle, then call timeout.
Watch for something tricky.
Harmon slings it wide open. The catch, and that is much needed for Oceanside. Jacob Stern into the end zone for the touchdown.
How good was 22 on this drive? 3 catches when Oceanside really needs them to step up. The senior. He has Tarazi in coverage. Tarazi's going to fall down, allowing for Stern to get wide open. Great job. They drop a bunch into coverage. See, Tarazi slips on the turf. Stern gets behind him. What a huge play by the senior. 7 touchdowns on the year. Total package at the wide receiver position for Coach Blount.
So now Pender will come on for the PAT. Bay Alexander is your long snapper, and Chase Beer to hold.
Yeah, 17th touchdown, throwing it for Harmon.
And a fake here, and getting in for 2. Did he get in? He did. Chase Beer.
By the skin of his teeth. The hair on his chinny chin. Felt the fake coming on that last play. They hold it off to the extra point.
But Beer knows too. He's in by himself there, right? He's got to take on the Chiefs by himself. There were no blockers there on that fake, and a great job to get in for 2. That Oceanside touchdown drive was 8 plays for 65 yards in 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Was an absolute sprint to the pylon. Give that one to Chase Beer.
Well, you asked for some trickery. You got it on the PAT. Now, is there the possibility of even more here on the kickoff? Hands team, it looks like, are up for Massapequa. Will Pender maybe try something onside here? We've said it before with him. He's got that pitching wedge, man. He could put that ball wherever he wants it on that field. So Brooks is deep, along with Petalino. Let's see what Pender has here. Little chip shot. Attacked at the 21-yard line by Brooks. And Brooks cutting it to the outside. Gets out towards midfield, but that will be the final play of the first half. It was a first half that Massapequa largely owned, but then that little flicker of a flame at the end of the first half by Oceanside has got them back in this one.
Yeah, huge response. Shane Harmon, Jacob Stern was the man on that drive. Big touchdown by them. Coach Blount's going to use that momentum, hopefully fire up his defense to come out and get a stop to start the second half.
It is Massapequa, though, with a 28-15 lead. A big reason why. How about this guy, Joe Brooks?
Mighty Joe Brooks. Whoop, right, stick a foot in the ground, young man, and take it to the house. Chiefs are smelling another Nassau County championship.
Halftime, Nassau Conference 1 final. 28-15, the lead for Massapequa right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another 3. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
Loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
It is Championship Friday here at Hofstra University, and football and food, they go together, don't they, Soap?
Yeah, Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving meals, family football, right? Turkey, nothing better.
Can we see that hat right there? That is
spectacular. I'm in the mood.
Season.
Yeah, in the season, Sailors, Chiefs, right? We had Vikings, Red Devils, treat, right? A feast, right? The guys are feasting out there, right? We're about to feast up here in the booth.
So Thanksgiving right around the corner, right? And for me, it's about the 3 Fs, right? It's food, it's family, it's football. We bring that all together here where we welcome in the Sequa Deli again. I know it's a big favorite of yours. You were out there.
Yeah, me
at
and
the
Joey.
Sequa Deli. And it's fitting, too. They've got so many of their teams here as well, right? Massapequa, Plain Edge, Seaford as well. And they've got a great deal going on for Thanksgiving. Listen, it is not too late to order. Packages starting at 12 people minimum, or you can get their individual dinners. They'll also cater Christmas and Super Bowl parties. So you want to call right now, 516-799-5600, or stop in and see them. There you see their menu, a terrific array of things. Listen, last thing I want on Thanksgiving is to go and be in the kitchen, right? I want to just order, get it, pick it up, eat, let's go.
Yeah, let Sequa do it for you, right? Tremendous people. You know, delis are like football, right? You rally around delis, you rally around the community, right? And Sequa Deli does it all, right? They're tremendous, right? They'll do everything. They won't wash the dishes for you, but they'll do everything else and take care of it, make it an easy Thanksgiving for you and your family.
Well, they took care of us today, so you saw that menu. We've got the individual dinner here. It's a pre-Thanksgiving feast for us, Soap.
Yeah, happy hour with turkey, baby.
How great is that? So let's bring it in here. We've got all of the fixings.
Yeah, don't
Check
drop
this
it,
out.
Dill. It's pretty
Look at
heavy.
that.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that? You got the turkey. We got the sweet potatoes, some broccoli and carrots.
Whoa!
It's about,
oh my gosh!
It's about 5 pounds. It feels like
Yes,
of food.
sir.
And you saw the prices. I mean, it's so well done. So I don't know what you want to go for first here.
I'm a turkey guy. I'm gonna rock the turkey, right? That carved.
You know what I like to do for these, Soap? I like to kind of bring everything all together.
Oh, you're a mixer, huh?
Yeah, little mix. So I get a little turkey, a little sweet potato, and a little mashed potato. I'm gonna put my mic up because I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, you did, but I didn't. I just went right in. I didn't waste any time. That turkey's delicious, right? It's moist, right? It's still hot. I don't know how they do it, right? But unbelievable job. All right, let's go in for some mashed potatoes.
That's the thing that hit me too with the moistness of it, right? That's your biggest concern, I think, at least for me, with turkey, is that it's dry, right?
Yeah.
Not
here.
Deli,
Definitely
man.
not.
Wow, that is amazing stuff.
Yeah, like we can't, we got second halves to do here. We can't let that what is that? The tryptophan kick in and take a nap, right? We can't, no sleeping on these teams, right? We've seen plenty of great action out there. This is it, all the marbles, right? Going for that county championship.
Another look again. Look at this is outstanding stuff.
Going for some
Look
of
at that.
turkey,
Soap will
baby.
jump back in again.
Gobble gobble.
And listen, it's also the time of the year we remember our friends and those who aren't with us on these broadcasts. Mike Hungerford, right? Such a big part of these food reviews. And I'm pretty sure, I think he's flying somewhere. He might be over Indiana right now, coming back home here for Thanksgiving. He'll hit up the Sequa Deli. But I think right now, I think I know the grade. I think I know where he'd go with this one. What do you think?
Yeah, we got 2 turkeys up, right? Put them up in the air, right? Unbelievable job, Sequa Deli. Joey, right? Joey, Diesto, you're watching this, right? You said Thanksgiving, right? Get me, let's get Sequa over there. Let's go for round 2.
It is a hungy thumbs up. Great stuff, Sequa Deli. Let's pop up that menu again. Folks can see it. There is your whole thing. You can go the hot buffet package. You can go a la carte. you can get all the fixings. Like, and honestly, what you could do is you just get that whole turkey, right? Go to the Sequa Deli before all your friends and family show up and be like, man, I've been in the kitchen this whole day.
Yeah.
I mean, and then after that, right, if you even have room, you should save room because you've got the pies.
Yeah, vanilla cream pie, blueberry, cherry, pecan. I know Coach Hungy loves that Dutch apple crumb. Are you kidding me? The pies are amazing, right? The desserts, right? You got shrimp cocktail platter, antipasto platter, veggie dip, carved turkeys. What else can you ask for? Shout out to Sequa Deli. Unbelievable job. Thanks for feeding us here in the booth.
Yeah, so again, it's not too late to order. Packages start at 12 people minimum, or you get these individuals dinners like Soap and I had. They'll also cater Christmas, Super Bowl parties. Once again, call 516-799-5600 or stop in, see them. Maybe on the side,
They're
get a cheap
open on
special.
Thanksgiving, 7 to 2. Even if you forget, right? Somehow you wake up in the morning, you forget, they got you covered, 7 to 2.
Or if you make that mistake, right? Like you put it in too long, you drop the turkey, you fumble it on the one. Sequa Deli's got you covered.
Yeah, especially dessert. You forget dessert, run out there, grab a pie or two.
There you go. Thanks so much, Sequa Deli, for feeding us, and hopefully they'll feed your family as well on Thanksgiving. More championship football here on the Varsity Media Sports Network when we return.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at Hofstra, you see the Massapequa cheerleaders doing their thing on the field. We want to again thank Edge Remodeling. He provided exceptional general contractor service in Franklin Square for several years. The owner, who is a Sewanwick graduate, that is Eddie Marquez. He prides himself on satisfying customers by extending affordable, high quality, and professional services to make your remodeling dreams come true. Call today for consultation, 516-860-8630. And we welcome you into the booth where we have Eddie Marquez here. So don't call him right now because he's going to be on the air. He can't be taking your calls, but he'll be glad to do so after. Eddie, thanks so much for joining us here. And listen, a huge thanks as well for what you've done here. You've allowed all these championship games to be live and free on our YouTube channel. So a huge thanks for you for that. And listen, I know that you love high school sports, high school football. This is near and dear for you.
Yes, absolutely, and thank you for that introduction. It was very nice. But yes, I grew up in Nassau County. I love football. I love high school sports. I think, this is one of the greatest sports to play, to be played along with lacrosse and stuff like that. And I just, I grew up. I went to Sewanwick High School, I'm an alumni of Sewanwick, and it was important to me. I know Robert Anderson, and I said to him, "What can I do with football? How can I, make a little impact?" And we came up with this and the 4 championship games, which to me I was like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds great to me. I would love to be part of that. And I thank you, Varsity Media, for making it happen and putting on a great show. You guys do a terrific job. And, you should, get more recognition. Believe me. Varsity Media is great.
So should you, right? And that's why we're here. We're promoting Edge Remodeling. And listen, tell us a little bit about the business and what folks, what you can do for folks and how they can contact you.
Well, I've been in business for 23 years. I'm an in-house company. I really don't use subs. Where the frame is, siders, sheetrock is, spackle guys, kitchen cabinets, custom bookshelves. I do everything pretty much in-house. Hire licensed electricians, licensed plumbers. But for the most part, when you hire my company, you hire my company, me and my employees. I don't really use subs. And I take care of Nassau County. I do a lot of work in Franklin Square, Garden City, West Hempstead, branching off to Suffolk County a little bit, but not too much.
Well, the Garden City football team, they don't need a lot of remodeling, right? They're doing a great job, those guys.
Yes, they are.
But let's put on your coaching hat here. Yeah. So what kind of remodeling do you think maybe Oceanside needs here in the second half?
Well, I got to be coming up, coming into the second half, and that last drive in the second quarter was great for Oceanside. They needed to make that happen. I know Massapequa, I believe, gets the ball at half.
They do, yeah.
So they need a good defensive stance here, and they need to put 7 more on the board and just make it a 1-point game and, go from there. I think they need a really strong defensive stance coming into the third quarter.
All right, you've heard it. I think Eddie's going to take Brian Soper's job here and be next to me here in the booth. Eddie, thanks again so much for what you do and how you've allowed us here to bring these games live and free on our YouTube channel. So thanks so much.
It is my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate it. Varsity Media, let's go. Everybody should give a hand to Varsity Media, and I mean that. It's very important what you guys do.
Yeah.
What you're doing for the children, I say the children, the kids, the young men and the young ladies.
Yeah.
Everything. You guys really put on a show.
And again, we thank you for that, Eddie.
Yes.
Second half, when we return here, and again, it's Edge Remodeling. There's a number.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. You can go from before and after, and we'll go from before and after. Who's going to win this championship? We'll find out here after halftime in the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job of exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face-on, stay-on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
back here at Stewart Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University. It is halftime here in the Nassau Conference 1 championship game, and it is Massapequa with the 28-15 lead. Oceanside had the first salvo in this one, and Massapequa certainly answered with a flurry of their own.
Yeah, 4 straight touchdowns by them, but it was a really good response on that last drive by Harmon and Stern, right, to punch it into the end zone. But you see Petalino, you see the blocking on the outside. Danilo, boom, right, look at him hit. Burns down the field as well. Petalino, Brooks, Gargiulo, same cast, same time, same place, Stewart Stadium.
Yeah, Danilo had an unbelievable first half for Massapequa. And we said it, I think, at the time as well, and it does bear repeating, a very important touchdown at the end of that first half and the 2-point conversion as well by Oceanside. So they don't, it's Massapequa ball coming out. But if Oceanside can get a stop here, right, it is game on.
Yeah, you see Stern's going to get open here. Tarazi falls down in coverage, throws a really good ball. Harmon, catchable one. Perhaps, Blount's like, listen, at some point, if we're going to win, we're going to play to win. If we're going to win this game, we're going to have to go for 2 at some point. We might as well do it at the end of the quarter. We have some momentum. We were able to drive the football. So just kind of setting up maybe things to see later. And we know 2-point conversions have made a big deal in these very close games in Conference 1.
Yeah, it went against Farmingdale in back-to-back years now here at the end of games. And it did well for Massapequa, which beat Farmingdale in last year's Conference 1 championship game, an epic between those two rivals, and it was Massapequa in overtime getting that win. After the Dalers scored first, they went for 2. They were stopped there, and then that Chief Special, right, which is now a part of Sequa Deli forever. That was the call by Mike Ambry, the offensive coordinator for Massapequa, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, the play that didn't even have a name that will forever live in conference football history by Violta, right, passing it to DSO. You think Shippo's had the boys on high alert at halftime about maybe a trick play or an onside kick or something coming very early in this second half?
Oh, there's no doubt about it as we get set for the opening kickoff of the second half, and it is Pender to do so. Petalino and Brooks are deep for the Chiefs.
Is Sequa Deli going to have to name another sandwich after one of these Chiefs, right? A big play coming.
That's up to you.
I think the Chief Special is still available at Sequa Deli if you want to go get it. Tell them Joey and Soap sent you.
An end-over-end kick. It is fielded at the 9-yard line by Joseph Brooks, and a big return for 20 in blue, and it is Massapequa that will start from their own 40-yard line.
What I love about Massapequa, it's like every play, every touchdown, there's usually like a huddle of a bunch of guys who come together to celebrate. It's not individuals. These guys have been playing together for youth football. Even Coach Blount said it, like the coaching from the midgets up to the varsity is getting better and better, and that comes with confidence and winning.
And Massapequa, that's all about those Mustangs at Massapequa. And what's fun about this weekend in the Varsity Media Sports Network is you got the big guys right now, right? The high schoolers, and right across the street, right? On Sunday, you've got those guys who eventually want to become Chiefs and Sailors. Run on first down on the first play of the second half. It was Petalino with the carry.
First time we've called his name today. He was great against Farmingdale. Hudson Triscari, 26 tackles coming into this game. Absolutely disrupts that play, makes a huge tackle to start this second half.
A loss of 2 on first down for the Chiefs. And across the way, Sailors Nation, including the 309 student section, getting loud.
Yeah, Triscari and Contrino, I think, are 2 guys who really need to step up for Oceanside in the second half.
They dial up the run game again, and it's again a big stop for Oceanside.
Yeah, big Andrew Gita, right, 6'2", 250, Cortland commit, stuffs the run. Probably the Oceanside's best all-around football player, a leader, taking the lead here, just getting in the backfield, disrupting. That's more like it, Oceanside. Looks like how they swarm the ball against the Farmingdale attack.
So it's a 3rd and 12. Oceanside scored at the end of the first half to pull within 28-15. Gargiulo back to pass. Flushed out. Rolls left. Looking for Brooks and bobbling it. Incomplete. And fortunate, I think, for Oceanside. It was a great play by Triscari, but we've got to beware of the jawing here.
Two plays made on this defensive stand by Triscari. No love lost between these two teams.
So 3 and out for the Chiefs as Bichetta back to punt. Danello will be your long snapper.
Yeah, Gaida and Triscari were huge on that trip for Oceanside.
End over end. This is a short punt that will be beneficial for Oceanside. So the Sailors, with what I believe is their best field position of the game, as they will start from their own 36-yard line. We've talked about how multiple the Massapequa offense is, and that is also very true of this Oceanside offense. We've seen a lot of Chase Morris. You've got Balone, Beer, Stern, Karenz. All those guys can get it done. Dylan Parker can rush the ball.
You know, look for them to maybe capitalize on their screen game a bit here in the second half. They've had success, you know, down the hashes, right, seam routes. Stern really left off the second quarter doing well. See if they go more run heavy or go exclusively pass.
Harmon checks in with Rob Blount, who's been an absolute mastermind of the spread offense, as that was a completion to Jacob Stern.
Keep feeding the hot hand. You know, 3 receptions on the drive to cap off a scoring drive and the touchdown.
So a gain of 8 on first down. And Stern playing like a senior who didn't play a lot as a junior, right? As he has had an outstanding senior year for these Sailors. 2nd and 2. Good protection for Harmon over the middle, and that's complete. Antonio Contrino, the senior tight end.
Yeah, he stepped up on defense as well, right? 6'1", 185. You see him in the heavy set, right? Just when they go heavy, you think they're gonna run the ball. Nope, right? Little seam. That's where they've had success, down the seams by Contrino.
First reception of the year. What a time to get it. Harmon intercepted by Danello at the 19-yard line.
Are you kidding me, Anthony Danello? Showing off those baseballs like he had a mitt.
Only Harmon's 3rd interception of the year.
Yeah, like he's playing shortstop or center field, right? He's going on to play at SUNY Oswego. I don't know about their football team, but this guy can really play. Does it all for the Chiefs.
His 2nd pick of the year.
Yeah, huge play. Drops into coverage, tips it to himself.
2nd turnover of the game. We saw Massapequa. They needed no time, right, to respond to the first turnover. 1 play, Gargiulo touchdown in that first half.
That's one thing that Harmon does not do. He does not throw interceptions, right? 20 touchdowns last year, only 2 INTs. Only 2 INTs coming into this game.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Gargiulo takes it himself. Look at him churn those legs.
Football.
Well, the one official will say that he was down, so there's a lot of pointing going on for Oceanside, but the initial call by the officials here, as there is an injured Massapequa player down on the field, was that the player rushing the football was down already. So it's a 2nd and 5, and yeah, we hope Luke Argiulo is going to be all right. These two teams, they play a lot of big games, right? And when you look at the recent history between these two sides, so it is heavily slanted for Massapequa.
Yeah, that's not shocking when you're 33-1 in your last 3 years, just dominating, right? You see a shutout in 23, that really close game to start the season this year. But, 2024, right, the 9-6, right, Oceanside would love a repeat of that.
So Gargiulo is up, but he's favoring that right leg of his.
Yeah, the backup.
That's Blake Seidenstein. Will he be in, or will they go Wildcat?
Yeah, Seidenstein, only a sophomore, 5'9", 160.
We saw him step in against Syosset in the second half when a lot of the Massapequa 2s and 3s were in. But this is a moment to keep an eye out for. As Gargiulo limps to his sideline, will he be checked out by the Massapequa trainers? So 2nd and 5 from the 44-yard line. Direct snap. That is Pedalino going nowhere. A huge TFL for the Sailors.
Yeah, is that Nardone or 4? Scraping.
Right there. I think that was Nardone,
yeah, Nardone,
right?
Yep. Right, Brady Nardone, the senior, stepping up. Seen a lot more gray in the backfield of the Chiefs in the second half. That's the thing. Without Gargiulo, and going Wildcat, you become one-dimensional, and they can start sniffing that run out.
Nardone was a starting outside linebacker the last 2 years, moved inside this year because of his ability, or his veteran presence, as that pass incomplete for the Chiefs, and they'll look to punt the ball away.
Yeah, intended receiver was Tyler Burns. Just ran out of real estate.
So Bichetta back to punt. It is Chase Beer deep for the Sailors.
Yeah, they're checking out Gargiulo. Looks like his foot or his ankle. I see a thumbs up.
Yeah, this isn't a New York Giants game, as it's not Dart back there with in a tent, right? You could see kind of everything happening here. But there is a lot of personnel for the Chiefs going over and checking out Gargiulo, kind of like the situation is with Dart and Scattaboo as well. As we continue our coverage of the Nassau County Championship games, tomorrow's doubleheader kicks off at high noon as Long Beach looking to win their first ever county championship against the Garden City team, looking to extend their New York State record for consecutive wins. And then there'll be some hitting going on when Bethpage and Wantagh take the field at 4:30. There is no question about that one.
Yeah, Wantagh had their way with the Eagles in the first matchup in the regular season. The Eagles are soaring lately, looking like their former Eagle selves and looking to get some revenge.
Yeah, Bethpage beating Southside, and what a game that was for Wantagh and Carey, as there's a quick out and a drop by Karenz. A rare one at that for the 6-foot senior.
Yeah, looking for a quick hitter. Just dropped. Big drive for Oceanside. Their defense has done enough, right? They've gotten to the ball twice here in the third quarter. Really got to try to punch one in. Look for Stern. He has that ability. He's the hot hand. You know, can't completely abandon the run game as well. You know, Morris is such a threat.
Harmon takes a long look over at his head coach as there's now 10 seconds left on the play clock. Harmon, all his reads, and this ball goes into the Massapequa bench.
Yeah, Chabis has that knack of being really like he's like a closer. You know, he shines bright as the junior, 6'2", 225. Kind of replaces the Alex Cimelli type from last year. It just seems like second half, Chabis comes alive and makes big play after big play for the Chiefs to seal the deal.
Alex Cimelli is one of my favorite stories of recent history from Massapequa. He's a guy who, as a freshman on this field, kicked the winning field goal, or was it an extra point? I think it was the extra point in the Long Island Championship game. Then Bichetta beat him out, right? It was a competition. Bichetta's the kicker. And he said, all right, I'll play linebacker. And then he was a DN last year as well. And how about that for a guy who was just a kicker? Harmon flushed out and again throws it towards the Massapequa sideline.
Yeah, that was a great play on the side. I don't know if we can see it with Danilo. Stern looks like he's going to go deep. Harmon points out, go deep, and Danilo kind of stuffs the route. Falls incomplete.
So now a 3 and out, it would appear, for the Sailors, as Burns goes over to go check out his buddy Luke Gargiulo on the Massapequa sideline.
You know, they score points, but that Chiefs defense is the unit that really has propelled them to this long, successful streak.
Good punt by Pender. It will take an Oceanside roll and be fielded at the 49-yard line. So Gargiulo.
Cleat is going on.
Yeah, let's see if he comes out here. We'll probably want to get some running going on along the sideline just to see how that foot or ankle feels, but he is up right now, and he will still a little bit of a geek there in his run. So I think at least for right now, they'll go without Gargiulo. So Massapequa ball, 1st and 10 from midfield. Gargiulo will try to get as close as he can to Kevin Shippos on that sideline now.
Put me in, coach.
And plead his case.
Danilo and next to Danelo's and Wildcat.
He comes this sideline. Gets upended. And he's forced down at about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, you see Chase Morris come up. How good was he against Farmingdale? Leading tackler in the game. Comes up and makes a nice hit on not an easy target to bring down, Anthony Danilo.
Gargiulo had a quick conversation with Shippos, and Shippos said, just hang on a second, Luke. 2nd and 6 for Massapequa.
It's nice that you have a 13-point lead and you can make those decisions.
It's nice that you have a guy like 47 who could run the ball like he can, right? Look at Danilo. Let's move the chains.
Anthony Danilo allows through for Massapequa first down at the Oceanside 40-yard line.
Yeah, the Danilo Express. Climb on board. You know, Wiezerek, again, so athletic at the lineman position. Pretty much pulls on every play. You see Tarazi. He's just nasty in the trenches.
Danilo's a guy, a captain. It's interesting, too, in the note that we had from Shippos early in the season, called him a utility guy. And we're seeing that right in front of our eyes, right? A guy who could kind of do a little bit of everything. I don't know if Wildcat quarterback was the call there, as Seidenstein will hand off to Petalino.
Nice tackle again by Morris to come up. We pretty much had one man to beat there. If you could get by Morris, that's a big gainer, but a short tackle by him.
So 2nd and 8 for the Chiefs. Seidenstein on the year has not thrown a lot of passes. Came into this one just 1 of 2 for 12 yards. Has been a lot busier, if you will, and along with those 2s with 10 carries and 87 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, he's flanked out wide now in a receiver position.
And looks like Danilo again will be the Wildcat. And jumping on that far side. That will help this drive here for Massapequa.
Yeah, 10, Antonio Contrino jumps. A little too anxious to get in the backfield.
Gargiulo right now on the bench as we take another look at, you see at the top of your screen there, Contrino. Gargiulo getting more tape right now.
Clock is your friend if you're Massapequa. They don't mind seeing these minutes churn away.
2nd and 3. There is Danilo. Turns, spins, but he'll be short of the first down marker.
Yeah, Benny Jakovsky in there on the tackle, junior, 6 foot, 200. Was a wide receiver tight end last year, kind of volunteered to jump in on the lines. Nice work by him. Future captain of this squad, says Coach Blount.
On the sideline, Gargiulo trying to get some snaps in, get the feel from that taped up right foot of his.
Yeah, they definitely put some more tape on the outside of the cleat.
3rd and 2 for the Chiefs. And Shippos will call a timeout here. With this pause in the action, Varsity Media reminds parents, coaches, and booster clubs, if you'd like coverage of your team on Varsity Media, contact us today to book a sportscast. Your team deserves the best coverage with the best announcers like Brian Soper. Any team at any level can book by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. And you might actually have the great honor that Josh Kama had and literally speak with Ben Turchin on the field, maybe after you run for 495 yards and set a Long Island record for single game yards.
Yeah, those are crazy numbers. Nothing like high school sports to hear your name called, on YouTube, on the TV, means a lot.
So let's see what the call is here from Shippos. You got a 3rd and 2 from the 32.
Probably going to call 2 plays in the huddle here, one in case we don't get it. Definitely probably 4 down territory for Massapequa.
They've got both Pedalino and Danilo, 2 guys who have both played Wildcat at points in this game. And it will go to Danilo. Lowers his shoulder, he lowers the boom, and he will move the chains.
Yeah, Oceanside was actively going after that football, right, trying to punch it out. But it's a 1st down Chiefs.
And this makes Kevin Shippos' decision a lot easier, right? If these guys are the ones they continue to move the football, we don't have to force Gargiulo back in.
Yeah, see, nice job, right? Gaida known for his run-stopping ability. They get a nice double team on him. Allows for Danilo to pick up the necessary yards for a 1st down.
What a great drive this is from Massapequa, if for anything, just to eat up the clock, right? Seidenstein will hand off. There is Pedalino, and he is violently thrown backwards.
Yeah, meet Nicky Greco, senior, 6'1", 215. As a freshman, he was 5'5", 150. Look at him now. Huge growth spurt, first-time starter. Big-time tackle there. Kind of bear hugs Pedalino.
A guy who has really put in the time, Greco, in the weight room. One of their better tacklers, number 55 for Oceanside. So 2nd and 11 from the Oceanside 25-yard line. Danello, he will pass the ball. Look at this. Vialta, touchdown, Massapequa.
Mike Amberry, are you serious, my man? You just pull out all the stops here at Hofstra, don't you? This time it's not a Vialta throwing it, right? It's a Vialta catching it from Danello. Handoff, little halfback pass, Danello wide open.
It looked similar to the Chiefs special in execution, but what a big score that was for Massapequa, as now Bichetta on to attempt the PAT.
Yeah, the Danello delight. A little chicken cutlet sandwich maybe from Sequa.
You see Brooks getting ready to hold. Gets that Danello snap, and oh my, a rarity here this season. Only the 2nd missed PAT by Chris Bichetta. Rang it off the goalposts. Those old school Hofstra football goalposts. At Edge Remodeling, they have provided exceptional general contractor service in Franklin Square for several years. Owner and Sewanaka graduate Eddie Marquez, who was so gracious to join us at halftime, he prides himself on satisfying customers by extending affordable, high quality, and professional services to make your remodeling dreams come true. Call today for consultation, 516-860-8630. As another look at this from Bichetta.
Right into your living room.
Those are college goalposts.
Doink. Looked like your driver off the tee, Dill.
And that's the thing, too, at Hofstra, right? Like, you've long...
Those things aren't straight. I walked in.
No. I mean, how many years has it been since Hofstra's fielded a football team? Right? A coach in one of our games tomorrow, Tresor Baptiste, the St. Joe's C coach, will be at the Catholic Football Championships at Fordham tomorrow. He played for Hofstra when their program ended.
Are these the same uprights that Coach Ettinger kicked through, you think?
I think so, and that's how he got well, I think they were maybe straighter then than they are now, but he put the ball through those uprights against, teams like Delaware and Towson, and set the school's all-time record for points. First and 10, quick out. That was Karenz. But again, good gang tackling by the Chiefs.
Yeah, Pedalino's done a nice job in coverage. You see him coming up there. It's his first tackle on the night, but he's been all over the coverage for Massapequa.
Gain of 5 for the Sailors. Harmon, nearly intercepted by Vialta.
Great timing on that by Vialta. Breaks it up. Intended receiver was Jacob Stern. See right here, looks like completion. Nope. Right, steps right in front. Great timing. Long, athletic.
It's great that Cole has had this season to kind of step out of his brother's shadow, right? He spent most of his football career as, Tyler's younger brother, right? And now here he is making a massive impact.
Yeah, and Sister Emma's a pretty good field hockey player as well. Oh, the sophomore.
Wow.
Jackie boy doesn't need a mulligan on that one. They take it to the end zone.
Mulligan's future might be on the baseball diamond throwing strikes. And this one, look at this. Thank you very much.
Look what I found. A Chiefs touchdown.
It's a Thanksgiving treat.
Extra stuffing for Jack.
And now Bichetta off a rare missed PAT. Danello will snap. Brooks to hold. And Bichetta will not doink that one. That one goes right through those rickety uprights as it's a 41-15 lead now for Massapequa.
Chiefs are smelling it now. They're feeling it. Screen pass, to Morris.
Watch 53 here.
Just got a lot of traffic in there. Stands up, tip drill. Do it every day in practice, usually with the linebackers and the D-backs, not the linemen. That's a super sophomore, folks.
What's the fast forward maybe 25 Thanksgivings from now? What is Mulligan saying at the table there at dinner?
You definitely double it. It becomes a 41, and the game's probably tied.
Yeah, it was raining, but here's his problem. We have it on our YouTube channel, so his kids and grandkids can go back, watch it. They're like, come on, Dad. That wasn't 40 yards. But we said it before, right? Kind of the basics of football become so large in these kind of games.
Yeah, it's like, how are we going to replace guys like, Billy Skerber, Kenny Jean, what's guys like Jack Mulligan who are going to step up?
So this return, there'll be some tacked on yardage there for Krenz after what I think was a horse collar tackle. You see our referee, Dave Catelli. It'll be a face mask against the Chiefs. So Shippos disagrees with the call.
Chiefs right at their average for the year, 41 points. Just keep rolling.
We showed you those highlights, and they needed every bit of that. That was the first time that Massapequa, and really the only time in the regular season that they were even challenged. And it's something that Shippos told us as well leading into this game. He said, that's where our season kind of turned, right? As Blount will have his guys in a huddle on that far side. He said they were really tested. It was a chance to battle adversity and find out what this group of Chiefs can do. And the answer was obviously emphatic. We showed you those great moving images of that Danello touchdown and then Brooks, the INT. And honestly, from that point on, it has been smooth sailing for Massapequa. Harmon, a 2-point takedown, it looked like. Is that Chabis, 44? He was certainly part of it.
Yeah, Wieserak looked like he was in there as well. Time to kind of tee off if you're Massapequa. I think if you coach Blount, you had that huddle, you want to make sure you guys keep fighting here. Boom, right? That's Wieserak. That's Chabis. They're the finishers.
Chabis' older brother, Joe. He was the nose tackle for Chaminade, and their season ended last week against Monsignor Farrell. But Ryan continues. And that out. Some miscommunication there between Harmon and Krenz. And it's that kind of a game for Oceanside. Third quarter comes to an end. But it's nice to be a jack of all trades, right?
I was going to use that one. You stole it. Unbelievable job. D-line, O-line, Chiefs football, Chiefs baseball. They got a special one in Jack Mulligan. And like always, the Chiefs celebrate together. Brotherhood for life.
41-15, Massapequa. We head to the fourth quarter on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network. the home for New York high school sports. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
And here he comes again. Off the backboard! Are you serious?
Daly tries another three. That one's good. One from the left corner, now from the right. Daly's on fire with 10 points in the opening quarter.
Loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Back at Stewart Stadium, play number 1. Waddy did it again! Are you serious?
He's got 2 jacks in his hand. Unbelievable. Have a day. That Thanksgiving story just got a lot bigger, Dill.
Second consecutive watch 53. You mentioned the tip drill, and right away, I think Chabas was like, he's getting in the end zone.
I'm telling you, Chabas, there's something about him. He's like a second half werewolf. He just comes out to play, tips it from Mulligan. Unbelievable job by him. 2 house calls. Is that consecutive plays? Was there a play in between?
No? Drives, I think.
Drives? Unbelievable.
But you're right. For Mulligan, it's going to be, I had to run uphill in the snow at Hofstra to get in to the end zone. And now Bichetta's PAT is through.
Mulligan can just float over to the sideline.
So we take another look at Jack Mulligan.
Yeah, we have a madman player of the game. It's making it a little bit harder for us. I don't know, Jack, what do you like? A slick back, a crew cut, a fade? Man, you are a madman with these INT returns.
Let's see, will it be Mulligan? Will it be Danello? Will it be one of his teammates to be named the Mad Men player of the game? They specialize in traditional haircuts, hot shaves, and beard trims. Voted the best barber shop on Long Island. You're invited this Thanksgiving Eve. Walk in only and walk out a gentleman. Mad Men and Company.
Do we have the authority to give a co-madman, or we have to go one madman?
Well, you could see the hair there by Mulligan. He might like a fresh pre-Thanksgiving trim. And this one will go into the end zone. All Massapequa in this one.
Yeah, Oceanside came out. They got a couple stops in the third quarter. Just offensively could not, sustain a drive. And then it's all about defensive touchdowns lately.
So we'll have to consult with our Mad Men Player of the Game committee. They're going to meet momentarily, get into the war room and figure this out.
They're not making it easy for them.
First and 10 from the 20 for Oceanside. And I can't imagine, listen, it's what you would hope for if you're Massapequa. but I don't know if anyone here saw this as your score line at this point of the game.
The most complete team in Conference 1. They play offense, they play defense, they play special teams, and their defense really made it happen here to pull this lead, to over 30 points.
Yeah, Massapequa now over their season points total, their average. They came into this one averaging 42.8 points a game. Handoff, run, first down run at that.
Yeah, you see the speed by Morris. Awkward looking tackle. Brooks and Danello in on the tackle, the two seniors.
And we thought for a while that this story might be about, in the second half, about Luke Argiulo and his health, and will he come back in, and what's the story? The score, I think, dictates that now for Massapequa. You don't have to.
It's a perfect recipe. It takes that decision, that tough decision out of play.
Parker wrapped up by Brooks, and Danello comes in for some seconds.
Yeah,
which are always good on Thanksgiving.
No, we highlighted him in the opening. All right, Joe Brooks. It's just some of his best football seems to be played against the guys in gray. We saw him on that 2-point conversion. We saw him on the INT. Again, two seniors meeting at the football.
2nd and 11 for the Sailors. A large hill for this Oceanside team to climb. But they can potentially get some back here. Look at this run, cutting inside, and a huge collision at the 15-yard line, but that's not going to affect Chase Morris. He is one tough hombre.
Yeah, like you hear the names coming in all year. You hear Kama, you hear Theodate, you hear Pedalino. But what about this guy, Chase Morris? Whoop, right, puts on the brakes there, gets an extra 10 yards, takes a big hit, but pops right back up. I mean, this kid came into the game with 27 touchdowns, has 28 on the year.
And another fumble there again in the Wildcat. This time, though, the Sailors recover with Parker.
Yeah, Lucas Benucci in there on the tackle. Senior, 6'1", 200 pounds. Really improved this season, plays lacrosse, wrestles.
So 2nd and 12 from the 19-yard line. Some trickery there for Oceanside. That carry comes this way by Karen.
Yeah, Karen's kind of a fake reverse. He keeps it. 3 rushing TDs for him on the year. Again, like that wild card, can put him anywhere, makes plays.
Third and 10 from the 17-yard line. There's Morris, cuts it inside. Tackled by Tarazi at the 15, or make it the 14.
Yeah, Tarazi's been all over the place defensively, in coverage, stopping the run, 6 foot, 185, could defend the run, defend the pass. Tristan Tarazi came in as like the one given this year, right? The all-county guy, the Newsday top 100, second team Long Island. He's been a strong leader for this team, but a lot of real good players have stepped up.
So now this is a 32-yard field goal attempt. Pender. The kick is up. It has the distance, and that is through. Good-looking kick there by Pender. And listen, if you are Oceanside, you take the points when you can get them. And they get 3 onto the scoreboard, 48-18. Well, while you can, we invite you to check out, as we did here, Sequid Deli. We've got the Thanksgiving catering going on. It's not too late to order. The packages, they start at 12 people. That's the minimum But you could also do what Soap and I did. You can go with the individual dinners. There you see the menu. They're also catering on Christmas, Super Bowl parties. So call to order 516-799-5600, or just go in, stop in, and say hi.
Some of the best egg sandwiches on Long Island as well. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Sequa, let them take care of you.
And that's the thing, too. You wanna go to the establishments that care about Nassau County sports and the youth, and that's exactly what Sequa Deli does. So please do, and you'll be thankful to do so.
Shout out to Coach Kieran O'Brien. His middle school the Massapequa guys had a great season. I know he loves the Sequa Deli.
Well, we'll go onside kick here. And like most of this game, no problem for Massapequa.
Yeah, special teams, they do it all. That was Ippolito. He's had a great game in coverage and cornerback. Nice job securing that onside.
Yeah, I think one of the recipes, if we can kind of continue on the Sequa Deli theme, for any successful program, and there's a difference between a team and a program, right? A program is sustainable year after year. It's got to start with a community buy-in. It's got to have that great youth team, right, that gets these guys playing the right way. That's what the Mustangs have in Massapequa. And then you've got to have great coaches and on the varsity on all levels in high school. And those are at least among the things you need, and that's Massapequa ticks all those boxes.
Yeah, and in a lot of the, just in the parent group here, you got a lot of multi-sport, really good college athletes that are the parents of these young men, and they're coaching them in the youth. It's just, it just breeds winning.
Handoff up this side. That is Petalino. And you mentioned the parents, too. They're part of a great booster club, too. And those are, a lot of times they kind of fly under the radar, but that's super important as well, right? You want to give these teams and these players in your team every opportunity for greatness.
Every time we've gone to Massapequa to do a game, there's usually shirts, there's some charity thing that they're doing. They feed the boys afterwards. That really goes a long way. These kids are treated like college athletes and get the support that they deserve.
So 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Another handoff. It's again Petalino, and he is wrapped up. And even though they're on the other side of this score, all those things that we said about Massapequa, they all ring true with Oceanside as well, right? And think about what Rob Blount has been able to do. It sounds like a long time, 17 years, but the culture that he's been able to establish at Oceanside, if you haven't gone to an Oceanside game on a Friday night, you have to. It's one of the best experiences you can get on Long Island. And they have all of those same things. They've got the community buy-in. They've got the booster club.
And it doesn't matter what sport you are. I think if you're a coach on Long Island, whatever sport you do, you look at Rob Blount and Oceanside as kind of the standard, right? Whether you're coaching lacrosse, basketball, field hockey, you want that type of atmosphere at your school, and it starts with a strong head coach like Coach Blount.
And Brooks up the middle. And make no mistake, these two teams, they have butted heads on the football field for a few years now, right? But even though they may have disagreements on the field, there's a great deal of mutual respect between these coaches as well. So, even up by 30, Massapequa, they're just more right now interested in kind of getting this clock down and not looking necessarily to run up the score. Seidenstein will hand off to Brooks. Brooks, look at the bounce outside by 20, and Joe Brooks is gone.
I know. I grew up emulating a number 20. That was a running back in Barry Sanders, right? Brooks does a Barry Sanders impersonation here in the hole. Little lateral jump cut.
Yeah, maybe this could be called something, right? The Brooks bounce. Look at this.
Whoop. Unbelievable job taking it to the house. A lot of young kids in Massapequa are going to look up to number 20 like many did to Barry Sanders.
And that's the thing, right? Tomorrow in front and backyards, right? Kids are going to be doing that little bounce to the outside like Joe Brooks did last night at Hofstra.
The Brooks bacon, egg, and cheese. Let's do it.
Ooh, Sequa, new idea. Bichetta, PAT is good. All Massapequa here. A 55-18 lead. You're watching the Nassau Conference 1 final on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Well, Soap, this offensive explosion doesn't happen without these guys up front, right? And what a job that the starters have done on that offensive line.
Yeah, just creating massive holes, right? The center, Van Skyler, senior, the glue of that offensive line, two-time starter, the vocal leader. All the kids on the team look up to him. Heck of a way for your senior year to put up 55 in the Nassau County Conference 1 championship.
End over end kick. It'll be fielded at about the 2-yard line. And Morris. No, excuse me.
Yeah, that's Nick Lopez again, his second special teams tackle. Celebrated like it's the game-winning touchdown.
When we look at the previous champions in Conference 1, there's a lot of M's that will be on the board. And we see these things. Sometimes they're cyclical, right? We've seen those great Freeport teams and those great Farmingdale teams of the past. But this decade, as Rob Blount told us, has been owned by Massapequa.
And, you know, a lot of coaches say, like, Massapequa, like, coming into this year, they're like, well, what's going to happen at quarterback? I don't know if we got one. Well, you know, a shout out to Coach Spina, who does a great job with the quarterbacks. Luke Argiullo is a real deal. He'll be back again for more.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Cut up the field. And I think, too, a lot of – and listen, I think when I say this, I absolutely – listen, these guys are dudes. They're all athletes, every single one of them. But it is, in a lot of ways, it's plug and play, right?
Yeah.
It's like, here's our system. We're going to have great athletes. So, yeah, we lose a Tyler Vialta. Yeah, we lose a Joey D'Esso. But we're going to plug in these other guys into those spots and have success again.
It shouldn't be that easy. They make it look really easy. They replaced 65 touchdowns on the offense last year. You know, Kenny Jean's playing football at Maritime. Look at these guys still playing to the end. Lopez. Big 56, Brady Gilchrist. He's a heck of a lacrosse player. I believe he's going to Muhlenberg to play lacrosse. Getting his time out there, making plays. Yeah, brother Casey's a 10th grader, real talented lacrosse player. It's Brady's second year on the varsity.
3rd and 7 for Oceanside.
In at quarterback, right, Brian Sacaricia, sophomore quarterback, 5'7".
Inside the final 3 minutes of this one. I invite you to stick around post-game for the Mad Men player of the game. Our Ben Turchin will make his way down here from the 4th floor. It's a field level. And he will interview whoever that player or players might be. We've been on the air. I don't know what the committee decided.
Okay. Suspense is killing everybody.
Well, you got to stick. That's why you got to stick around and wait and watch. This end over end kick will take a nice bounce there for Oceanside. But this has been the day of the Chiefs. There is no question about it. You look at their history, 10 Nassau championships, 5 Long Island championships. They've had 8 undefeated seasons. They're hoping to make that 9. They've won the Rutgers Cup 6 times.
Yeah, if both teams run the table, right? Garden City and Massapequa. That's tough decisions.
Yeah, we entered championship weekend with 3 undefeated teams still in Nassau County. And
Lane Edge as well. Don't
Lane
sleep
Edge
on the Red Devils.
We'll see them next against Seaford, and then we'll see Garden City as well. And look at this, Scargiulo going back in. This is the how you learn that you learn everything, right? Or you see everything coached up. He literally was next to his coaches, showing them how he's going to kneel down. Like even that is practice.
Yeah, just shout out to Blake Seidenstein, right? Sophomore, wasn't asked to do much, but again, getting the snap, handing it off correctly. Probably didn't think his number would get called tonight, but hats off to that young man.
And what a day for Massapequa. The Chiefs again. Doubters, no more. As Massapequa, they've won yet another Nassau Conference 1 championship. And they did so on this Friday at Hofstra-Stewart Stadium, emphatically so.
Yeah, defense, takeaways, defensive touchdowns, offensive full display of all their weapons. Hail to the Chiefs. They've done it again, but they didn't really celebrate, right? They're on a mission, right? They want to go for the Long Island Championship. Next stop.
Yeah, they'll take on the winner of Division I as they'll look for a 6th Long Island Championship in program history. And so much of that success has been in these recent years, right, for Massapequa, which, again, I think it's the culture and the coaching, led, of course, by Kevin Shippos.
Yeah, 3rd in a row, first time in school history that they've accomplished that. That's saying something in the long history of Massapequa athletics.
And these guys know the victory lap by now. That also, I think, has been practiced at Massapequa, as they will quickly get the championship banner from Joe Martellotti, the football coordinator here for Section 8. And they will do something that they're kind of used to here at Massapequa, right? The championship photo.
Yeah, put another banner, put another trophy in the case for Massapequa football.
And what you love about this one, and it speaks volumes to what we've seen all year long from Massapequa, it was truly, and this is not a cliche, it was truly a team effort, right? Like, we've talked about individual guys and their brilliance, but if we had a final stat sheet, it would have great performances from all around. Look at the guys from Plain Edge. That's so cool. They're hanging out, all applauding the Massapequa guys, right? They're right next door in North Massapequa. That is so cool that they clapped up the Pequa boys. There you see it.
Just 2 football communities.
That is awesome.
Eat, drink, and sleep football.
So time now for the Mad Men Player of the Game. Specializing in traditional haircuts, hot shaves, and beard trims. Voted best barbershop on Long Island. You're invited this Thanksgiving Eve. walk in only and walk out a gentleman. Madmen and company, and walking out a champion are a couple of Chiefs who are on the field with our Ben Turchin.
All right, thank you guys. I'm down here on the field with the victorious Chiefs, Jack Mulligan, Anthony Danello, our men players of the game. Anthony, we'll start with you. You did everything today. Is there anything you didn't do on the field today?
No. Our quarterback got hurt. I stepped up. Anything could have happened. We knew next man up, and I just happened to be the one to step up, and that's just what happened.
I thought your interception in the third set the tone in the second half. They had scored at the end of the second quarter, and they had their first drive, and you had that interception. What did you see there, and did you think it turned the momentum around?
That's exactly what it was. I knew we had to turn the momentum somehow. They got it going into halftime, and it was on us to get it back right away, and that's what we had to do.
And you didn't just get a defensive play, you threw for a touchdown as well. Talk us through that play.
Another play that we've been practicing, something that we've been working on, and we just got the opportunity to show it today with our quarterback being out.
And then let's move over here. Jack, you had not one, but 2 interceptions, returned to the house. How did it feel?
It's awesome. All week of practice, that's all we train for. Read the screen, hands up. And, right there, Ryan Chabas both times deflected the ball, and I just got lucky. Happened to be in my hands.
And on that second one, you did the tip drill that time. You got it, and it came right back down to you, and nothing but green grass in the end zone.
Yeah, that's what you love to see. That point of the game, seal the deal, try and get the 2s in, but nothing better than that.
Well, you guys are our Mad Men player of the game, the Mad Men Barbershop, for being our players of the game. We have a $5 coupon for you guys. The hair looks good today, but hey, if you need it to be a little cleaner cut, you need a little chop, head on over to Mad Men. Congratulations, guys.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We'll send it back to Dylan and Brian upstairs.
All right, so congratulations to Anthony and to Jack, the
There you go. Well deserved.
Players, plural, of the game. And I don't know how many. We could have named probably 15 Chiefs who were up to that kind of an award here tonight. It was that kind of an effort from Massapequa. Well, the Chiefs, they were ready for action here before the start of this business trip from Massapequa to Hempstead. And so too was Danello. He got his arm ready, finding Cole Vialta for the touchdown, and Massapequa was cruising. And then a moment that Jack Mulligan will remember for a lifetime. The tip drill, the touchdown from the big fella, his second of the second half, and all that was left for Massapequa was the celebrating, which is something that they do quite well at Massapequa as they continue this undefeated run with their 3rd straight Nassau County Championship. For our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney. For Tony DeMasso, Jeff Damo, Kevin Catalanani, bringing all those great moving images. My broadcast partner, Brian Soper, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Hofstra. We look forward to seeing you in a little less than an hour for the Conference 4 final right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.